In this video, I'd like to share with you how I got to write a book, the Stand Back to Grow book, together with Jeff Cox, who is a best-selling author. So it all started years and years ago when I realized that the only way a company can grow is when it works on its own. That means it's not dependent on the owner or any specific person, but that there are systems, procedures in place that make that business work like a well-oiled machine. Now, you might recognize this movement, and it comes from Michael Gerber's E-Myth book, and that is where I learned from. But then I was so passionate about it that I literally traveled to various countries to share that knowledge. And guys, your company must work without the owner. But then the feedback I was getting was like, Michael, you are so passionate about this subject, you should write your own book. And my response was always, well, there's Michael Gerber's book, so why should I write one myself? And then it was my coach, actually from the E-Myth, who said, look, Michael, I'm into cooking, and guess what? I read or buy a new cooking book every month because every author has a different take on things, and it could be a crucial sentence or maybe even word. And that really encouraged me to actually sit down and write the book. So the first step was to try and write it myself, and that didn't go well. I didn't know which way to go, and that was before AI was as available as it is now. So I went to a publisher. We sat down for a day with this massive table. We wrote out placards to decide what the chapters will be, the information basically inside every chapter. And I was very excited about that. I went back home and I was like, okay, great, I'm going to start writing this book. And I did. I started writing. And after a very short while, I just thought this is going to be a boring how-to book. So I thought, well, the best way to present it is as a story, because I remember the best business books I read were surprisingly stories. And the ultimate story or business novel is the goal. So this is the book that changes everything in your business. So I really recommend you read it. And obviously it's the author of The Theory of Constraints, Eliyahu Goldratt. But then you can see here that it's written also with Jeff Cox. So I did some digging into it and I realized that actually Goldratt was the brains behind the concepts, whereas it was Jeff Cox who's the creative author. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to reach out to Jeff Cox. But then I was like, oh my God, no, like, who am I? I mean, I'm just this small businessman in London, and I'm going to reach out to this famous writer. I'm like, no. So I was pondering a bit. I literally went to my sort of bookcase, looked at other stories, and I just thought, well, do you know what? Why not give it a go? So I sent an email to Jeff, and highly anticipating a response. I didn't get anything for a few days, and then bang, there was this email. And the email basically said that, look, I'm semi-retired now, I don't really get involved in projects, but for the right contender, I'm willing to go back into writing, and that my idea is one of those. So I'm like, okay, great. I was going to the United States anyway because I was doing some business training myself. And on the way back, I managed to sort of meet up with Jeff. We spent the day together. We talked through the ideas. I gave him access to my portal where there was lots of educational material. And during that day, we agreed that we are going to write this book, and the title is going to be Stand Back to Grow. And that's how we got to write the book. We were then in constant sort of touch. I used to get chapters every probably 3-4 weeks. It then took me some time to read through it, digest it, and then provide feedback. And then COVID broke out, so we were really limited to only working online remotely, which was fine, although I prefer always meeting in person. But we then continued the iterative process. But I do feel that at one stage, Jeff was getting a bit annoyed with me because if you read the book, and I really recommend you do, because it's a great story of how you should build your company so it works without you. Isn't that the dream of every business owner? I think it is. But there's a villain, and the villain is Mo. And Mo is this hard-nosed investor who just steps in and says, no, this is wrong, you better up your game, and if you don't, you're out. And it's like, well, okay, it's great, but I want to be someone like that in the future, and I don't want to be seen as a villain. So please, Jeff, can you make him a bit softer? So he was like, not really, because we need a bad character, and so on. I was like, okay, I understand the storytelling side of things, but on the other hand, I don't want to be that villain in the future. So we kind of made that work. I'm really glad with the outcome. I mean, I'm a perfectionist, so I wouldn't allow anything to be published that didn't really show perfection. And that's why I really wholeheartedly recommend this book. And I must say it's very difficult pushing through the market because there's so many books being written, especially now with AI, that you can just create a book within a few minutes. But this is written by a human, which very soon is going to be an anomaly. So I really recommend reading it. It's very helpful. It's available on Amazon, so there should be a link down here. So please go and purchase it. And trust me, you will enjoy it. I have so much positive feedback, and people are over the moon. There are people who've read it 3 times because that's how much it means to them. So please go and buy it. It will really help you out and will help me fulfill my mission. And my mission is helping other business owners grow. So with that, please subscribe to this channel and obviously watch my future content, because I'm all about helping you grow your business.